I think we'll just start. Then anybody, don't come and meet us, basically. So, hello guys, welcome to another class of JavaScript. So today we'll be discussing loop, basically, and there are different types of loop. So loop, like we did um yesterday towards the end of the class, loop is in a way tied to conditional rendering. So to loop over an array on items simply means going over a group of data or a collection of data over time with a condition in place. So let's say you have, we'll solve an example because this example is like one of the biggest um, illustration for loops. It's called the fizzballs, and you likely miss it outside, maybe if you want to do the essay. So I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Let me clear some tabs. Let me clear some tabs. Mm. Can you guys confirm you can see my screen? Let me bring this down.
Yes.
Okay. So good day, everybody. Let's do the normal stuff. So we'll be using a new folder today. So name our folder 007. This is our folder for today. So let's give it some time. Let it create because
November after like
ah okay.
Please, can you zoom a bit, sir?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Don't worry. I'll do that. So we'll create our folder, then we'll do the usual. We'll create our index.html. Then we'll come on and create our app.js. This should be common knowledge by now. I think everybody should know how to set up their folder app.js. Then we'll come to our let me see. I just started the VS Code, so it's taking some time to do. So we have our app.js, our index.html. Then we'll come on and do the usual, our exclamation mark. It's not loading yet. Before it comes on, let's just copy what's there. Let's copy this. Let's paste it here. Yeah. Then we'll come to our app.js and we'll do console.log. Console.log. I'll see hello world. Let's see. We have these are our private, our incognito tab. So this is where we'll be starting our let's come to our and let's run it like let's open live server. So let's come here and see what yeah. So we check our console, let's confirm if it's working. We have hello world there. Let's see the zoom in. It's okay. So we have our hello world here. So it means our JavaScript is connected. So let's go on and start for today. So I'll zoom in this. Let's zoom in. Is this okay? Can you guys see clearly?
Yes, it's okay.
Well, let me go one more time. So yeah, we're discussing loops today. Loops and conditions. Loops and conditions. So this is our topic for today. And I would advise you guys to like keep your eyes peeled and listen attentively because this is like one of the most important aspects in JavaScript. Extremely important because I don't think there are any activities in a big application that you don't need to loop or render an item based on a condition. So for yesterday, we discussed the if-else statement, the conditional statement. So let's start with the first one. Number one, if else. So the if else statement is a method of checking conditions, then executing a particular block of code. So, like I highlighted yesterday, if you want to start your if else statement, you have the if word, then you have this bracket, then your curly brace. With this, you rendered a if statement. Now it comes in two ways. So there's if and you have your else. With this particular notation, it basically said, okay, if there's a condition here, do this. So if this condition is true, do this. Else, do this. Now there are cases where you need to execute more than one condition, and we highlighted yesterday. So we use our example from yesterday where we use traffic lights. So we say const traffic light is equals to, let's leave it as green for now. So let's come here and say green or traffic light rather is equals to green. Then console log go. So this is just a moderate if else statement. So you have your if and you have a condition inside brackets. The only time this condition runs or when it runs and it becomes true, that's when this particular action is executed. Do you understand? So this condition must be true for this condition to get executed. Once it's false, then it leaves the particular action, then goes to the else statement. Now, there are cases where you might need to impute or check for more than one condition. Then you can use the else if. So once you use the else if, note you are following it also with another condition, which is this bracket. And we can copy this and say if this is yellow, then console log with. Now we have another else if. Then we can just come here and say else. Then note, I'm not using bracket again here. This now is done. If you're using the else, you just put your block here. Then you put what is supposed to be rendered. Do you understand? Let's put stop now. So there are three sides to this. The first condition is if it's green, say this or do this. If it's yellow, do this. Then if it's not green or yellow, you can do what's here. So once JavaScript runs this file, what happens is it checks this condition to see if it's true. If it's true, then it does this and ignores everything here. So if you have, let's assume 100 lines of else if, else if, else if, then basically ignores everything. Then focus on only this one. But if it checks and this one is false, it goes to the next condition and check. If it comes here and check and it's true, it runs the action here, then leave the rest, even though it's 100 lines. That's how it keeps checking until it gets to the last. So let's assume now it checks one is false. You also check this one is false. then it has to go to the next line. Do you understand? So this more or less like the last result. If all everything you've done is falsy, regardless of the condition, run this. Do you understand? So this how the else if statement works. And we illustrated it yesterday, and I'll do this again for folks that might miss yesterday's class. So they can have like an overview of what we're talking about. So I'll go back to our console now. So let's save this and go to our console. This is our console. We have Go here. So let's come back here and see. Let's change this to yellow. So we have yellow here and go back to our console. We can see weight because once the code was running and it came to line 5, it checked traffic lights is equals to green. No, it's not green because what we have here is yellow. So he leaves this one and goes to the next one. And he checks again. Traffic light is equals to yellow, true or false, is true. Then yes, this is what I need to run. Then he leaves everything here. If I come here and put blue, there's no condition checking for blue. So it means this is false. This is false. What remains is this particular block here. And if we check our console now, we see that we have stop, basically. So this is how if else statement works. It's as basic as this. Are there any questions as regards this before we move to the next one?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Assuming
Yes,
we
I
have
think
just the if statement, there is no else there. What will happen to the code?
let's practicalize it. So we have only if here and we have this particular statement. Now, to you, what do you think will happen? Just let me put this to you now. What do you think will happen once we run this code?
Undefined.
Undefined. Okay. Put it in the chat. Let's see. If you're checking for one condition, perfect. Anybody? Anybody else? So what if Femi said is practically correct? You're only checking for one condition here and saying if this is this, then it is. In some situations, in real life issues, you see, or let me show you guys a real life situation. So this is like a big project. Now I'll just illustrate it to you guys. Just hold on a minute. Let me navigate to the page where we have an instance where we are using only if statement. Don't focus on you not knowing what's happening here. Just focus on me. Hold on. Okay. Yes. So this is this. Let me zoom in into. So this is a situation where we are using the if statement alone. As you can see, there are no else here, just if statement. So there are various conditions we are taking here. We are saying if the status is authenticated and the status is also authenticated, plus and also the user section plus data plus this is this, then do this. You can set up condition without an else statement. The else basically is like a fallback. That's what the else is. In case all these conditions are not met, then this is what you are going to do. Do you understand? So there's no crime in setting up only if statements. If you are doing that, you know that you don't have any conditions to fall back to. So the else statement basically implies that once you are done with checking all these conditions, do this as a last result. Do you understand? So there's no crime in you checking only this. So let's go back to our console now. So we have blue and we have traffic lights. If we go to our console and confirm, we see that there's nothing on the console because the condition we're checking does not tally. It does not return true. So nothing happens. Do you understand? But the moment you add the else statement, it means that even I remove this particular else here now, and I leave this else if I go back to our console, same thing happens. There's nothing on our console because it checks for these two conditions and they all return false and there's no fallback. So the else here basically is the fallback, saying, okay, if all these things runs and nothing becomes true, do this as last resort. Do you understand? That's why most of the times you see the else statement. So if you come back to our console, you see stop. So all the conditions that return false, but this else that are fallback and say, okay, this fallback now, let's make it the last resort. No matter what happens, do this. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
So is that the last question? Anybody have any questions before we move to
Adama,
another type?
Wetin Adama do now? Enjoy class, they go, Jerry.
Ask question now.
Okay, so no
Don't
question.
worry. We are good. Let's be going.
So for the second loop type we'll be discussing is the switch statement. So we discussed the if else statement. Now we're discussing the switch statement. Now the switch statement is somehow similar to else if, but they have their use cases, and I'll explain it to us. So individually, or just like how we write our if statements, we also have a condition, and each condition is followed up with a case. Now I'll explain to you. So let's just put our switch. So you have to start with a switch statement, then also with a bracket and a curly bracket. So this is how you write your switch statement. Same way you write your if statement, you write your switch statement like that. So what goes on here is your condition. Then when that condition happens, do this. Now we have what they call case. So for each case, something will happen. Do you understand? And once you finish, you what? You put the break keyword. Now I'll explain this in total, but let's do something first before coming to this place. So let's get our today's what? What is today's day? Not today's date, today's day.
15th.
Today's what?
15th. 1-5.
No, today's day, not date, day. Is it Monday or
Wednesday.
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 Nice. So let's do something. Let's do something very. Let's confirm that today is. Let's get the. I'll comment this out so we don't have interference. Yes. So let's check our console now. Let's go to our console and let's see. We have 3. Okay, nice. So and we know that what's the third day if you are using JavaScript indexing? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So automatically we are counting 6 days. Yeah. But if you are doing that, then 3 becomes what? Wednesday. Do you understand? So I'll explain that to us now. So this particular value returns 3, and 3 in the sense that 0 is Sunday. Let me use this. 0 is Sunday. 1 is Monday. Then 2 is Tuesday. Then we have 3, which is Wednesday. So long we have this till 4 is Thursday, 5 Friday, 6 Saturday, and 7. No, that's all. 7. There's no 7 again. So we have 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 days practically. And these 7 days start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 to 6. Now, the value we return here is 3. Do you understand? And 3 now, if related to this, is what? Wednesday. Now let's say we want to tell the user, or we have like a particular instance where we need to display a particular day to our user. So we have this condition, and this condition is returning 3. So you can return only 0 till 6. That's only the number you can return from 0 to 6. You can't return like anything above that because we have 7 days in a week. And using the indexing, it starts from 0. So from 0 to 6 basically is 7 days in between them. So now let's come back to our switch statement now. And in doing that, let's use this as a condition. Since we know what this is returning, which is 3, so we have to put it as case. So for the first case now, let's say if the result here is 0, if for instance now the result here is 0, and let's assume today is Sunday. Today is Sunday, it returns 0. Then let's say day is equals to Sunday. Then you use the break keyword. And I'll explain to us where the break keyword, how the break keyword comes in play. So let's duplicate this down and let's come back and say 1 and let's change this to what? Monday. Let's duplicate this down and let's change this to And let's do this Tuesday. Let me see if my auto complete will do the best for me. It's 3 Wednesday. So I have an auto complete. And if you notice, I'm not typing anything, but it's giving me auto complete basically. For this one, I'll give you guys the hack. But you guys will pay like $1 million for the hack. So let's just play this quickly break. And we have our default. And the default will say invalidate. Now we have this particular block of code. And this block of code simply illustrates that there's a condition to be met here. And this particular condition or expression returns a value. Do you understand? Now, this value, as we checked our console, we saw the value is 3. And we are getting a particular D. Now, I illustrated it here that for every number being returned, this is the equivalent, or these are the equivalents here. So we have Sunday for 0, Monday for 1, Tuesday for 2. This all we have as regards this particular value here. But let's assume now that, okay, we are running like a food website, and we have different menu for each day. So if it's Monday, we have a menu. If it's Tuesday, we have a menu. But we can't hard code it because this value changes per time. So if you run this code tomorrow now, you're getting 4. If you run it on Friday, you're getting 5. That's how it works. The code changes per time. This particular switch statement now is more robust in the sense that you have case scenario and what happens on that particular day. Do you understand? So you're saying now, if in the case that this particular issue is 0 or this particular expression returns 0, then the day is what? Sunday. This break keyword means that once you get here and this particular instance is fulfilled, it breaks. The break here now simply means don't look elsewhere. Don't focus yourself with this particular block of code. Once the condition is met, break. Do you understand? Now the opposite of break is continue, and you see where continue also come in place. When we start doing the while and do statements, basically, when we start doing the while and do statements, you see where the continue key comes in place. Now we have case 0 and the day is Sunday. We have break also. We have case 1 and the day is what Monday. We have break. So if we come and let's say, okay, let's check what this will return. Let me move this. And let's put our day. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a quick small test. I want to test us on something. So I'm saving this and I'm going back to our console. So I go to our console now and refresh. Nothing is happening. Who can tell me why this is happening? I mean, we have our code here and everything looks perfect.
We've not console.
You have not consoled it yet.
Oh, so what should I console here? What should I console?
I think we should console like the new date.
The new date.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's console the new date then. But mind you, I need the results to be Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, not 3. So let's console up this and see. Don't be shy. Just say anything you need to say. Don't be shy. Say it as it is.
Sorry, you need to invoke it with the name, Neil.
I need to invoke it with the name. So what's the name?
Which one do you want to call among everything there?
I just need it to return to me the current day, which is Wednesday. So I need it to return Wednesday to me.
Which is Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah.
that should be Wednesday is 3. You invoke it with 3.
I invoke it with 3. So I'll put 3 here.
No, wait, this is day and 3.
This is day and 3. So what should I do? This is very straightforward. I expect you guys to know this practically. Let me check the chat. Because we've done something. I didn't declare day. Perfect. This is what I'm looking for. There's no indication of day anywhere.
equals to, okay, day
You guys
equals to.
understand? Like I said before that if we are working, then we need that variable to start. Do you understand? And if you are defining your variable, like I said, you can use what let keyword. So now I'm saying let day. We don't know what day is going to be, but let's just say initialize it day. Do you understand? So with this now, we can just come here and what console log day, and
3, yes.
voila, we get our answer. So let's go back and try this. Basically. So let's say our console here. Progressing what Wednesday because what we said run this code though. We don't know what day is, but hold day. Once you hold day, help me keep it. There will be something. I don't know what it is yet to, but help me keep it. Now this is where const and let come in place. If I put this as const now, let's assume I put this as const. What do you see? There's an error because I just initialized it, but I didn't give something to hold. If I say day is equals to 6, everything goes well. Do you understand? But if I do this alone, then it doesn't work well. So you guys can see where it didn't come in place and where const. So where const come in place and where let come in place.
Sorry,
This is
can
like a
you
pattern.
explain that? Why is he underlined the thing? Or when you use const?
So for const, for if I using const now, yeah, as you initialize it, it's supposed to carry like a value with it. So I can say day is equals to Monday and it allow me to. I can say day is equals to Tuesday and allow me to. If I'm using let, you can use that as an initializer. So you can initialize a particular variable without holding a value. So long that particular value will hold that particular variable will hold a value later on. You can say, okay, help me hold this. Just help me hold it. Later on, I'll pick it up. Do you understand? But for const, because const is constant, it can't change. And with using let now, Monday can be Sunday, day can be Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. With const, you don't have that liberty to change your variable like that. Do you understand? And that's why you can't use
Thank
const
you.
in this kind of situation. Because with const, your variables can be changing as you like, no, because it's constant. But with let, you can just initialize it. Then allow it to play along depending on what you want to do. So this is where const and let comes in play. Do you guys understand?
Thank you.
Yes. So now remember why we didn't have any item on our why would they have any item on our console initially? Because we didn't initialize our D ticket. And with that, it's practically impossible to display anything. But with this now, we are sure that yes, we have our D and they can take any value. Do you understand? Let's play a little game. Let's put two here. Let's put two. And this is where practicalizing comes in place. You can do anything with JavaScript. The worst that can happen is that your Chrome will crash, and that's the worst that can happen. Your Chrome will crash. But you can practically do anything here. So I'm putting 6 as a value here. Just what occurs to you? What do you think will happen? What occurs to you? As you put 6 here, what do you think will happen if you console log it? Let's do this. Let me copy this.
The 5th day will
And
show.
the 5th or the 6th?
The 6th day.
The 6th day, which is what? What is the 6th day? Let's go back.
Saturday.
I want you guys to put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so we'll hold people accountable. Let's go. Those are saying Saturday, say Saturday. Let me see. And if you have like,
Sorry, what was the question? No.
I'm putting 6 as a value for the get day here. I'm putting 6 as a value for get day. So I'm asking you guys, if we put 6, what are we expected to get? Is it Saturday? Is it Sunday?
You are putting 6 at the value.
I'm putting
Sorry.
6 as a value.
Okay. Then you are now invoking what?
I'll call day here now, sir. So to make it more spicy. I'll call day here.
Anything. Okay, you call the day. So anything you invoke, we also we display the 6, and maybe you invoke, let's say you invoke is 09, it will invoke Sunday. which is the day. So you add the number to it.
But I'm
Which
asking
is
now, what comes on the console? That's what I'm asking. If I check the console now, what do I see? Do I see Saturday, Friday? Thank you, I'm seeing Friday. Thank you. I'm seeing Friday and Saturday. I need conflicting ideas. Thursday, beautiful.
No, it's
Probably
Friday. You are seeing if this is 5 is Friday. That should be is 0 is 1 according to index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should be Friday now. Friday.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Yeah, answer in the chat. So now
Okay.
we are trying to check what we get since we're adding a value to this. So basically, I think get day is equal to 6. Once we use the get day, we done 3 originally. But we're adding a value to this now. So let's see what happens. Let's go back to our console now. Let's go to our console. And let's refresh. As you can see, what happens? We still have Wednesday here. Because basically, once this code, it ignores the value inside. Do you understand? So let's put it more clearly. Let's just consider this.
No, please, I can't hear what you say. It ignores what?
It ignores the value here. That's what happened.
Okay.
So it went on with the code and ignored the value. So it still returned us the 3, and that's why we have what Wednesday here. So let's go back and console this. And we have only one console. Yes, let's go back. As you can see, 3 is still returned. And it has nothing to do with what the value you are putting inside here. So if you remove the value and check, we have 3. If you put the value and check, we still have 3. Do you understand? So it's just like a brain teaser. Let's see what happens. Let's go back to this. This particular expression ignores any parameter involved with just the calling. Do you understand? There are instances where you can specifically indict that okay, today is this, and go with it. Do you understand? But for now, it ignores parameters. If someone is speaking, you need to mind.
Please, can you speak louder? It's like your voice is far from your mic.
Yeah, no.
I can't hear you.
Okay,
Maybe
my voice is far from my mic. Sorry, I'll try and speak much louder. Can you guys hear me now? Practically shouting. Can you hear me? Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. I apologize for that. So basically it's so is there any questions as regards this switch and break or switch statement we talked about?
Yeah, so I don't really know what can we like try what the application of this thing is or something like that. I still don't get this.
So I'm saying let me start from the top again. So let's assume that you're a food vendor and you have a website that um, that displays food based on the day. Do you understand? So ordinarily, if you are comparing the what's the if else statement, I'll comment this out now and let's compare it. So for this, we have traffic lights and the value is what constant. So the value is just blue here. The value is not changing. But we are checking these particular conditions against this value. Do you understand? So with this instance now, we're saying, okay, traffic light is equals to green. If it's green, do this. If it's yellow, do this. If it's not either green or yellow, you're going to what? Do this. Now, if you're going to like illustrate it or okay, let's do this traffic light again and let's do it here. Let's do traffic light. So I'll comment this out. And let's duplicate this with switch statement. So first off here, let's just say we have let's just use control space instead of putting the whole English. So let's say we have our switch statement. Normal way you put your condition, then you do this. Then you have your case. Then you have your break. This is just the simple way of writing your break, your statement here. So for the condition now, we are saying we have a stagnant let's come and use our traffic light now. Our stuff is traffic lights. Let's put traffic lights here. So we all know traffic light is holding the value of what? Blue. So we'll come here and say our case. So if this is blue, what happens? Let's change let's say console log. Console log. If this is green, you do console log, go. We'll come here again and put our case. So we'll say case. Case. And for this case, let's say red or yellow. And we'll come here and say console.log, console.log. What are we logging? We're logging with. Let's move this. Yes, this. Now note, if you're using your case statement, then you're using the colon. Do you understand? So you have to put the colon in front of your case statement before going on. Then we can say another case again to check. Let's break it first, then add your case again. Then for this case, let's say if case is equals to let's use red. Let's practically define it. Then say console.log stop. Now these are the three instances. So we are trying to replicate this. So I'll comment this statement out. We're trying to replicate this with a switch statement. Practically, this is we have our initializer here, which is the traffic light, and traffic light is what? Blue. So our condition now is the traffic light because that's what we're using to check everything here. So we are saying, okay, this traffic light, if the value for traffic light is green, console log go. If it's yellow, console log wait. If it's red, then console log stop. But there's an issue here now because the value is either blue, is either green, red, or yellow. It's blue. If you run this code now, what do you think happens? That's to me. What do you think happens if you run this?
Nothing will show because
Nothing
it has
will
not been captured.
Nice. So let's confirm that. Let's go to our as you can see, nothing shows. Same way because there's no fallback. If I use the switch statements, you can easily add your default. Now your default acts like the else statement, and you can just put console.log move as you like. So with this now, practically said, okay, if any of this condition or this case does not check, then use this as a fallback. So if we go back to our console now, you can see move as you like. But the moment you change this to either yellow or red, what happens automatically? It picks up the case. Then what? Use it. So if we go now, we see what? We're seeing wait. Because what matches the case now is what? Yellow. And the action tied to this case is what? Console log wait. Do you understand? So it's more or less like this statement, but they have different use cases. Now I'll put it to you now. I'll put the use case to you now. So with the example we did now, when we use the get day, you know this get day now, this particular one we did here. Let me comment it out. This particular one we did here now, our get day returns a new value every day. Do you understand? If you're coming tomorrow now, if you run this code tomorrow, you get Thursday because tomorrow is Thursday ordinarily. And with JavaScript, you do this, you're going to get this as your return value. Now, we are not sure of what this value is going to be, but we know it's between 0 to 6. We are very certain of that because there are 7 days in a week, and we're using the indexing, starts from 0 to 6. So we are sure for a fact that no matter how this code runs, it's going to return values between 0 and 6. Now we're writing conditions for it, saying if the case is 0, do this. If the case is 1, do this. If the case is 2, do this. If the case is 3, do this. If it's 4, if it's 5, if it's 6, do everything you need to do. Now, if for any situation, any instance, JavaScript comes tomorrow and say, okay, there are 9 days in a week, but we don't have cases to handle more than 6 instances. then what automatically happens is that it returns the default key. Do you understand? And the default key here returns day as invalid day. So what happens is it returns invalid. So let's say you have a restaurant and you have like a meal for every day. So if the user logs in on your restaurant on the Monday, you can say the meal for today Monday is this. Tomorrow if it comes, you say the meal for Tuesday is what this. If it comes on Wednesday, you can say the meal for Wednesday is this. Now this is just control with this particular statement here. Do you understand? And trying to
Sorry, I want to
replicate
ask a
this.
question, please.
Okay, go on.
If
Ask your
you
question.
consider log this condition that is in the bracket after that switch statement, are you going to get a range of number between 0 and 6? Like if you
No.
consider log new dates.
Let's try it out now. So I'm consider logging it and let's check our account. We're going to see what 3. And I explain why we are seeing 3. Anybody
Is going to generate a random number from 0 and 6, right?
It's not generating a random number. It's not a random number. It's generating number based off today's date. And that's why I illustrated this here. And I'm saying that this is the table we are using. So it starts its count from 0. 0 in JavaScript is Sunday. 1 in JavaScript is Monday. 2 is Tuesday.
Okay.
3 is Wednesday. Do you understand? So if you're coming tomorrow to run this code now, you're going to get 4. And 4 is what? Thursday. So it's not generating a random number. It's generating it based off. Do you understand?
I understand. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Yes. That's
Yes,
0. That case 0, case 1. That 0 can be anything. It must not be 0, right? Can be case Sunday.
No, it
right?
must be 0 because this is the value you're checking. So let's say now, what's your name? Let's go on. What's the person? Josephine. So let's say Josephine. Let's come here and put. Let's put 3 because we are on 3. So practically today is what? Wednesday. So we all know that if we run our code, this is going to come. So let's replace 3 with Josephine. Correct. Who can tell me what comes on the console now? Who can tell me what comes on the console? Are we seeing Wednesday on the console?
I think the name will display in the console.
I think let me consider. Let's go back to login view. And let's go and check. We're going to see what? Invalid day. Because what? Today is 3 ordinary, but we're not making a case for 3. Now, this value returns 0 to 6. Is this value we are going to use here? So let's assume now, let's say if you have like a word, and if you notice this particular case again, it's because we're using traffic lights. Do you understand? So if the value is holding, you're going to subject your case to. So if it's holding a string, then your case can be a string. But it's between 0 and 6. That's why we have case 0 to 6, not Josephine. If you Josephine here, there's no case that it returns Josephine. Do you understand? So this particular expression does not return Josephine any day, any time, any night. It doesn't return Josephine. The only thing it returns is value from 0 to 6. That's why we are putting case from 0 to 6. So immediately you change the case here, it breaks. It's only 3, but we don't have any check for 3 here. That's why we're getting what our default value, invalid day, because we went through our code and 3 is what it comes from here. There's no 3 as an instance here. So we can't get our value. Exactly. So your case basically is what you're checking against. So your case is what you're checking against. So if you are returning, let's say we are getting 100 here, then you most likely have case from 0 to 100. Do you understand? And it can't be anything. It has to be the expression or the action or the value gotten from this particular instance. Is that clear?
Okay. So when you console log new date dot get day, it was the number that showed, right? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
It was
Yes,
3
I can hear you. Yes, 3.
Okay, so that 3 will now go and check for case. Okay.
Yeah. So the 3, as you get the 3 as a value now, what happens is it goes to your code and check if you are managing any instance for 3. If you are managing any instance for 3, it returns that value particularly. Do you understand? So now it returns Wednesday because what's attached to 3 now is Wednesday. So let's do something. If I come here and say Josephine, 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 who is here? Yes. So if I come here now and say Josephine, what do you think will show in the console?
It's Josephine that will be there now.
Because what? As our case 3, what you are answering or what you are setting the gate to is Josephine. Do you understand? So what you need to work with is the conditions are being rendered here. After you get your expression here, then you are checking for the results. So in case there's any instance that the result is this, do this. If the result is this, do this. If it's this, do this. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
No problem, no problem.
Excuse me,
So
sir.
no more questions. Hey, what's the time? We have like less than 30 minutes and we still have much to cover. Go on.
Just
Go on,
okay, please. Lisa, what is the function of that break included in the code? Like,
So
what is the main function of the break?
break basically is if this particular instance is correct or is met, there's no need to do all this. Do you understand? So why, for instance, okay, today is 3 now. This particular break keyword now, once it gets to this case 0, it checks here. Here's 3, but here is 0. This is false. As this is false, it continues automatically. It does not do this. But once the value is true T and it's true, then this break comes in place, meaning that don't do anything else again. Stop running. That's the meaning of the break. So if you use break as a keyword in JavaScript, you're telling JavaScript to stop what it's doing at this particular instance. So everything that happens in between, so far this value is true. If it's true T, then this break comes in place, meaning it does not put into condition anything here again. Do you understand? So the break continue only when this is falsy. So this is falsy, it ignores the break and continue. This is falsy, it ignores the breaks and continue. This is falsy, it ignores the break and continue. But this is true T. So for that true T, once it comes here, because it is true, then I have to break. Do you understand? So the break basically said, okay, don't run anything here again. Leave everything here. So far you've gotten what you want, leave the rest alone. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, but what if the break wasn't included in the code?
Let's practicalize it now. It's very easy. Let's practicalize it. So let's move all the breaks here. Let's see what happens. So we have 1 day, 1 day, 2 day, 3. So let's check our console and see what happens. Let's clear. We have 3 somewhere. Let's move this. Let's go back to our console. And I see what? Invalid what? Invalid day.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't understand anything. We have our 3 here, quite alright. But he ran this code and it is not 3. It's 0. It passes. He ran this code, it is not 3. It's 1, it passes. He ran this code, it's not 3. It's 2, it passes. He ran this code, it's 3. This is true. But what can I do again? I have to go and see the rest now because it has big eyes. Let me go and see what's happening down. And how JavaScript runs is from top to bottom. Do you understand? Once he passed this one now, to go back up is very lazy. He can't go back again. So he goes again and check. Is it 3? No. Is it 3? No. Is it 3? No. But since you have a default value now as a resting case or a fallback, it automatically runs this one. Do you understand? So because of the absence of value now, he doesn't pay attention to what is happening again. He wants to see what's happening till he gets to the end. Once he gets to the end, he doesn't go up again. Because why? I can't go up once I've seen my resting place. Do you understand? That's why you need to add that break there. Exactly.
Okay.
So we have to move to the next one now.
Okay,
and the
sir.
next one is for. So I think the for loop now. So the for loop is extremely dicey and very
I mean,
so for the next one, we'll discuss the if statements, discuss the switch statements, and now we're going to discuss for loop. This is called the for loop, number 3, for loop. Now, if you use the word for in JavaScript, there are many ways you can use it. So there's the for in, there's the for off, and all these encompasses looping, but in different manner. We are going to touch everything in this one. Can we use? Is this switch used only for dates? No, you can use it. It depends on only the condition. It depends on the condition you're using it for, not just dates. It's just the condition. Why I'm using this is because it's more practical. It changes over time. So you can use this for anything. You can put anything here, but so long you're handling it, it works. It's like use it. I think the map will not be. So yes, back to our for loop. So for loop, basically, if you guys remember when we did the rest operator, and I'll illustrate it to us. We have a function. We have, let's say, const sum all. And this particular function is asking us to add all the values our user is going to give us. Now we don't know the value because I mean we have a function that collects, let's say, 10 values from our what's the name? Our user. But we don't know what value it is or how the value is going to come in place. But we know that yes, there's a value, and practically we have to add everything. We did something, and it was very dicey. We had a lot of back and forth that day, and we are going to particularize it again. So I'll call this particular value. Let's see, console.log, and I'll say some all, and I'll pass. Let's see, 1, 2, 9. And remember when we were doing function, if you have to do this ordinarily, we would come and say A, B, C, blah 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 blah. Yes, that's correct. We have A, B, C, something is wrong. Yes, perfect. These are it is. A, B, C, D. Now the difference in this is that we don't know the amount of numbers or the range of numbers our user is passing to us. But what we need to do is we need that number, we need to add all these numbers together. And we use the for loop there. But what I'll do before getting to that part is I'll leave this one inside here. So after explaining it, then I'll do it again. So we'll see how clear it is. So let me just put this aside, come back to it. So for the for loop, you can just indicate or basically just say the for. Once you say the for, there is a condition to be met. Now let's put a simple example, and let's say let's know what's 10. So we have our number is 10 here. So and let's say 4. The 4 basically here now, what it does is we have to put a condition to it. And that condition basically says that okay, we are going to loop in this let's put it here. These are our condition and these are our expression. As we write our if statements, almost something similar. For every condition or loop, you have this format, your if, your switch, everything carries this format. So what goes in here now is our condition or our expression. You can just say let I equals 0. Now I'll break this down for us. Basically, the I here, what it stands for is our initialization, our starting point. There are cases where you have to like start from 1, you have to start from 2, you have to start from 3. But based on the fact that I'm looking, we have to basically say, okay, this starting point is 0. So I'm using 0 as our starting point. And let's say if I is lesser than number, then what are you going to do? we are going to increment I. So note this particular sign I did, or the operator I did one time. There's the decrement and there's the increment. So if I use plus plus, it automatically indicates the increment. Now, so what I've done basically is that I've initialized our I. Our I here is our looper. Let's call it looper. Let's use the word looper. So it's the one in charge of the looping. It's the one that goes into the number as many times as is needed. And for those of us that are in the last class, we practically saw what happened when we are trying to run this particular block of code. We'll go back to it. But I want us to set the pace now. So we have our for loop and we initialize the for loop, and we've done what we need to do. We have our particular expression here, and we have our block of code. Now, what happens here is dependent highly on what is going on here. So let's read this out. We initialize our I as looper as 0. So we are saying that okay, our starting point is 0. If you want to loop from 0, start from the baseline of beginning. Now I'm saying okay, the looper, why is lesser than num? Our num here is 10. What I'm saying is you have to go into this particular number or do this particular thing so long the time you are doing is lesser than this 10. This is where another operator comes in place, the lesser than. So everything is a building block in JavaScript. Do you understand? So we have this basically now. So okay, you are going to go into num how many times? You are going to go into num as many times as the number is lesser. So you can't go above 10. That's just it basically. So you can put less than equal to here. You can put less than here. So we have what? For every time you go, what are you going to do? You're going to increase. So if you come here and say, okay, let's come here and let's do one step and let's text. So we're using let text here and we're just initializing the text also as an empty initializer. We are going to use it. And let's console log. Let's say text plus equal to the number is then I'm going to put plus I. And let's come here and console and text. Let's do this. Let's spice this up. Let's do. Who can tell me the meaning of this?
Break.
Anybody?
Break.
Line break is more or less if you are doing HTML and you want to put you want to arrange your stuff. So you can use this break and it's practically from top to bottom. So now we consider our test. Who can just in your imagination just tell me what we are expected to see? Anybody? Before we open the console, what are we expected to see?
I know that I will see the first line will be the number is 0. The second one will be the number is 1. It will do like that till you get to 9. It will not get to 10. But what I don't understand is this break that I don't know that one.
The break basically is I'll show you what happens when we put it and when we don't put it. So let's go back to our console now. Let's go to our console here. Put I didn't put it well. Let's move it. Deal with it well. Hold. Let me check why. Alright. That was really interesting. Let's do this. Does it work? Yeah. Yep. Supposed to. Let's go back and see. Let's refresh. Does it work? Let's just ignore this. know why.
Only use backtick.
Backtick. Backtick won't make an effect because it's all the same. What I intend doing is to, I'm guessing only find some.
Maybe you should add a new line.
Yes, I was trying to add a new line.
Like you should try to use that escape character to add a new line and see if it will work.
But let me confirm new line. Just hold on. Adding new line. How to add a new line in JavaScript. Yeah, I did this basically and it's not working. Let's see. Just, yeah, I'm getting an error. Oh. Yes. I didn't put in the quotes, that's why. I was sure that it was this, but I was getting an error. So
Why are you putting it in a string?
yes, if I don't, then it returns. It's an error if I don't put it in the string. Do you understand? So you have to put it in the string for it to read it. Ordinarily, the brain is supposed to even work. So I don't know why it's not working. It's quite strange, but we'll do what we need to do. Let's confirm now. Let's go back to our. It's perfect. So we have this and it's broken down. We are getting undefined somewhere. What are we logging again? What are we logging again? Let's log test. I don't have any console logging for that. I don't know where it's undefined is coming from. Undefined number is 0.
Line 75.
Yeah, this is line 75 is line 75 physics. Yes. I've seen the error. So text is not anything here. The mistake I made is I don't invalidate the string. I'm just saying this now. So 2 ways here. Because if we console log this now, you get an empty string back. But based on the fact that we know that this is going to change, then you can invalidate the string. But we're reading the value now because all I'm doing now, I'm reading the value. And you're reading the value, as I said initially. If you are console logging text without adding anything, what returns is undefined. That's why we're getting undefined. So now what happens is, as you read the value, this is an empty string. So what happens here is just this, it's this. Do you understand? Let's go back and check. Perfect. So we have our 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Now, if you notice, we have 10 values here. We have 10 values here, and it's returning 9. What if we want to make it 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10
So
completely. But what if we want to make the value here 10?
what you do, you should just make that less than or equal to instead of just less than. That's the I in the function.
So we have our, yeah. So now the difference or why most of the time you won't see it equal to here is if you need your loop, what happens now is that your loop has run 11 times. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is not supposed to be because you need your what? Your number here is 10 and you want your loop to run 10 times. But once you add this particular equal to, then the loop runs 11 times. So you have to put it into consideration anytime you want to work with loop. If you need your loop to run more than the said number by 1, then you add the equal to. But if you want it to run exactly how it's stated here, then you leave it like this. Now there are instances, because especially when you start solving DLCs, there are instances where you need to use equal to. Because you need to be sure that yes, if you're checking a value against a value, do you understand? Let's say for instance now, the value here is 10, and you need to use the value itself 10. Then most of the times you have to add the equal to sign because you have use for this particular value. But if you need your loop to run 10 times, then removing this and adding, like moving it and you count it now. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. the loop has run 10 times and returned all this value basically. Do you understand? Now I have an question. We have 20 more minutes. So I'll discuss other types. I'll make us, but for now, we all understand the concepts behind this. Two of us. I want us to be very comfortable before going on. Do you understand the concepts behind this?
I have a
Let's explain it.
question.
Yes, good.
We said that let num equal to 10, and we equally said that if I is less than num, it should
Yes,
continue to increase. So why is
yes.
it that it did not get to 10? Or is the
Because
10 just the counting, like from
if,
0 to,
so
is
if
it
you say
working
let
like
equals 10, yeah, what you said basically is that you need the number of times this I will go in 10 times. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you understand? So this 10 basically is more or less the number of times the looper goes in and come out. Do you understand? So it goes in
okay?
and comes out 10 times. And based on the fact that we're indexing from 0, that's what happens. Let's change our index to 1 now. So we are starting our starting point is 1. What do you think happens now? Just put it at the back of your mind. If you go back and check our function, what do you think, or where do you think our number stops?
10.
10. And
Mm.
can you put in the chat? Let's see. Put in the chat. What number do we have? I'm going to get to in the chat. 10. Okay. I'm saying 10. You guys talk. Where's Divine? Divine, Sasu, Abdul. You guys should put. Let me see what you guys have. 10. We're having 10, 10, 10. Okay, let's do that. Only 2 people are replying. Why? I do have only 2 people in this class. Kendi, what's your answer? Okay, nobody answered.
Nine.
Let's start. So basically, what happens now is, as I stated, that I is our starting point. Do you understand? Starting from 0 basically means that I starting from the beginning, 9. Okay. My answer is 8. I might be wrong, so but let me put it there in case I'm wrong. You guys hold me very well. So let's say now we have removed or have upped it now. It's 1. And say, okay, don't start from 0 again, start from 1. So what happens now is, let's go back to we see that our number is what? 1. But let's count the number of times it loops now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It loops 9 times. Even though we are splitting our value words as what? 10 here, basically, which is not supposed to be. Now, for you to get the exact value here, we have to initialize it as what? 0. So 0 becomes our starting point. And if you notice, if you go back to our console and check, our first value here is what? 0. And it loops what? 10 times. The set value is supposed to go. Do you understand? If you put this to 5 now, what you've done is you've initialized our starting point as 5. If you go to our console and you check now, it ignores what is behind 5. That's 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And it's what starts from 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It loops only 5 times. Do you understand? So this is how, or this is why you control what you have for your initializer or your looper. Most at times, or you see it almost everywhere, you have your looper as what? 0. So it means that starting point is 0. And based on the fact that we're indexing from 0 in JavaScript, to ideally get what you need, for it to go in this number 10 times, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until it gets to this value. So if you put 1, it ignores 0 and it goes 9 times. If you put 2, it ignores 0 and 1 and it goes 8 times. See that if you put 9 now and you check your console, you just see 8 and 9. It leaves it and it goes 2 times. So that's how you control this. So we have this particular initializer. Then we have the condition it renders with. Now, there's what they call the infinite loop. And if I do this, my console will crash. So let's do this now. No, okay. If I put greater than here, I'm not saving here too. I don't want to save. If I put greater than here, what do you think happens?
Infinity loop.
Thank you very much. That's what they call the infinity loop. And if I save this particular file now, my Chrome will crash. Or you can test it out now.
What will that happen? What will happen when your home crash?
Let's see. Let's see.
Let me copy it for you there.
No.
Let me copy it out.
Copy for her.
I'll put it in the chat now. Let me put it in the chat. So look at, just put it on your VS Code and test what will
Please
happen.
tell us the color of the smoke that will come out of it.
Just tell us what will happen, especially if you're using like a low-end laptop. You might just, your screen will be stuck. So it's called an infinity loop because anything above that 10 ranges from 10 to infinity. 1 billion numbers is above 10. So it keeps going until the laptop crashes. That's like a simulation of an infinity loop. Do you understand? So you have to also be very careful once you're initializing this, because if you're not and you make a blunder and you go on to perform an infinity loop, then you have yourself to blame. Do you understand? So now I've touched the for loop. Are there any questions as regards this? Before we go on. Are there any questions as regards this?
So what if you want to
I'll give
stop
you guys
like
assignments back. Just hold one minute, please. I'll give you guys assignments now here. And the assignment will be because I'm not giving you guys any assignment so far, and it's intentional. Do you understand? I want to cover some things before doing assignment. The assignment I'll give you guys will shed blood and shed brimstone. And I
No,
promise
please
you,
no.
you guys shed tears and shed brimstone. I promise you that. Do you understand? So let's go. Don't ask any question.
We still have PTSD from calculator assignments. Please calm down.
That one is even small. That one was not hard now. It was very, very easy.
if you
No one
want
was
to
frustrated.
stop the infinity loop, like okay, like I is greater than num, for instance, and then you want it to get to maybe at 500, it should stop. How do you go about it?
That's where the break keyword comes in place. Now I kept that instance for all started doing the while and loop. You know, while and do. So there's the while and do loop in JavaScript. We'll get to that. But the simple answer is, for instance, you're checking a condition and you're saying if I is, because let's say you don't know the value here, you don't know the number here, but you want it to stop. You can basically say if I is greater than a particular number, then break. Do you understand? So if I come here now and say, okay, I greater than 500, this is break. People need to put this now. This is the condition. Yeah, and say if that. Let's remove it. So with this now, yeah, you've practically stated that if at any case your eye for any reason comes in contact with 500, yeah, break. You don't need the code to run again. So let's let's hold on. Let's play it off, please. Uh, yes. So we have this now. So let's do this. Who is ready? I'm not saying the fire yet, but I want to say. So
I'm
let's
ready.
practicalize it. We stated that okay, this is a particular instance. If I, for any case, becomes greater than 500, let's break. Let's save it and go to our console and check if our console can. In case you guys don't see me again, then tomorrow, 1, 2, ready, go.
No Allah, no Allah.
As you can see, lucky enough, nothing happens. Our console is perfect, but it didn't read our conditions for us out. So you didn't get anything out of the console.
You didn't. You remove the message now. Let's see why is it not bringing the message now?
The message is there basically. It's saying this. Now I say okay. Let's catch the country. Let's catch the country. Let's catch the country. Let's catch the country.
Change it to less than. Oh, don't go now. No.
Let's catch the country. Are you ready? Let's catch the country. So if I is greater than that, then let's continue. See. Seriously. Hold on.
It will not ring now. You said num is 0.
I don't move time. It's just still already here. Hold on, this one's wrong. Hold on, let me check.
It didn't work. On my VS Code, it didn't run on my VS Code too.
You don't have VS Code. But
Yeah, I used Node. I tried to run it on the terminal. I used the Node app. Yes, it didn't run on my terminal.
Let me just
Mind you, you are using I is greater than normal. So even if norm is 0, it should be able to run.
Exactly, should be run. Simulates. Hold on. Let's see.
With what I'm seeing on the screen, I don't think it's supposed to run.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out that. Can you explain? We have an I. We have this condition. Okay, no. Good. Let me do from top to bottom. Let me do from top to bottom. Okay. Okay. We need this to be a floating value. We need this to be a floating value. So hold, let's see. Let me make this easy. Let me make this easy. Or let me move this and put. Our text is not clear here. Okay, straight now. Hold. Reduce. Let's see.
Please, your voice is low. I cannot hear you.
I won't speaking for it here. Just hold on. I'm trying to. I'm thinking to myself. Just I'll just give me one moment. Let me see. If I'm coding there, I talk to myself. Just chill. I'll explain what I'm doing. Just hold it. I'm trying to simulate it.
Now, so Janus they do.
Okay, that is working already. Yes, it's working. I think my Chrome was. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, so I can hear you.
Shit. my feet on me.
When
Okay,
you
so
run
basically,
Infinity,
yes. My laptop on. Shit. I'm trying to come from. Just hold on. As we can see, the shit. Just hold on. Let me. You guys can see my.
please see white
I'm
screen.
not seeing anything. I was just seeing the white plain background. I mean, system not crash.
Maybe it's loading.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Everything is lagging.
My laptop, my Chrome has hooked. So I ran an infinite book and I was test out the value.
That's a close on.
So my sister,
Look
you
at
that
that.
wanted to know what happened. Imagine you were in the middle of something like this and your sister of it. So they started
No,
dragging.
is the while loop that infinity
So how will you now install it back now?
it automatically Chrome crash by itself. Then it's
Then another thing, I noticed that you always work in incognito. Why? Why is it that I've been wanting to ask you that?
I have
Privacy.
a lot of extensions. So if I
Can't
work on
hear
like a
you.
normal code, the
I can't
extension
hear
is
you.
appears.
You do what?
If I work on normal mode, if I work on like a normal Chrome tab, the let me kill this VS code first. Well, my Chrome where they are in the stuff. Just hold on, the Chrome. Just give me 1 minute. I want to kill the VS code. That's the thing. I don't know why I'm going on that. I was supposed to run it. I'll give you guys the code, then you can run it. Then you guys will see what happens. I'll show you my laptop.
This laptop over the money. Don't make good spoil.
I'm struggling. I was supposed to run that code. I was sure it was this thing. I was supposed to run it. Now
I think you should go to tax manager to go and kill the tax for this.
that's why I'm the hook up. I've run the shortcuts for a while now. It's not opening. Oh gosh.
Who sent
Let's
you?
get us in our call. Please don't.
As the system crash.
Yes, now you know this guy is strong with this. Where's VS Code? That's close VS. Who was even close to this?
So when it crashes, how do you restore it?
You know, restore it. You have to close what is making it look.
You have to do what?
You have to close your VS Code basically.
You have to reinstall the VS Code.
And you have to end it. You have to like end VS Code. So it kills the server. Then you don't have to worry about it. So now we have killed VS Code. Let's everything. So basically, to run an infinity loop, your condition needs to be true and always true. That is checked. So you can simply just say for that for you can also put there. And you know, I'll particularly this once again. But I'll not run it this time. I'll give you guys to run it. So you guys can have like personal experience of what I'm experiencing now.
No.
I'm still seeing the white screen.
Yeah, I know you are doing the Chrome has not recovered.
I know that the three wise men will not run that code. They will not return to Herod. Give feedback.
I open VS Code. I was not using like normal browser. So let me illustrate that for you now. This is my normal browser. If I go to my browser now, you can see that like different activities going on here. There are different. It might confuse you. That's why I tell not to use
Please move others, so we can hardly hear what you are saying.
Last coming, please, can you mute? Still coming.
Yeah, I've done that for you guys. So now let me quickly type an infinite loop for you guys and share it to you guys for you guys to see. So let's say const nepa. is equals to true. Let's do this. Then we'll come back and say, oh, we have our condition here. Our condition is super. So if this is true, what is going to happen is log of paper. It does this once actually. Yeah. But if you switch this, because if you do this and you check your console, what happens is it says paper is true. Yes, paper is true. I know. Let's just ignore that. Because if I do now, then I'm practically teaching you guys how to crash your PC. This is not fair. But what you need to just do,
But that is the fairest thing you can do now.
that's the first thing I can do. It's fair enough.
The fairest,
You
you know now.
can practically
Please, that is it the fairest thing you can do.
okay, yes, everybody test it. Everybody test it. Now I've copied this code. Let me comment it out first. And this affect my PC. Let's go to our chat. So you guys, when you guys are
Please, I noticed that I cannot hear the instructor, but I can hear every other person very well. It's only your voice that is low for me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's your mic.
It's my mic here. Okay, let me leave and join again. Wait.
No, it's not your mic. I think it's the instructor's mic. We can actually hear you, but your voice is just
I can
very
hear
faint.
where
So
other
your
people
mic is
talk, but when he's talking, I'm
very far
straining my
away.
ears.
Yes, I've also been straining my ears.
Wait, is it that bad?
It's
we can hear you.
Very bad.
Hold on. Let me test out something. This is important. Just hold on. Let me describe now.
Actually, if you want to be hearing it, yeah, you will need to be using earpiece kind of. Then you can hear clearly. It's not clear enough again.
It's not clear. Which one is better? This one or the former time?
This one is better for me. This one that you just did now.
Can everybody confirm that this is better?
The former was better for me though.
Yeah, the former.
Yes, sir. It's not the same. It's not the same.
The former was better for me. I'm using earpiece. The former was better.
Yes. Okay, maybe we'll have to modify what to do next time.
I will watch the recording because it's not. I had to put the phone.
Yeah, your phone cannot give you some kind of sound frequency when you are using the phone speaker. It doesn't have that powering. You understand? So there are some kind of feedback.
She can hear.
I can hear you. If it's you that is talking now, the way you are speaking to me, I can hear everything you are saying. But if it's the instructor,
I talk at high pitch. Oh, I talk at a very loud pitch. That's the
because I
reason.
can hear you clearly.
You will hear me. Even if you drop your phone in the next door. No, go back to the former one, please.
So we have to confirm.
Okay,
so do we switch back or do we stay like this?
I think you should switch back.
I switch back.
I actually understand what Josephine is saying.
I apologize for the inconvenience. We'll try and get like a standard situation.
Oh, are you using an AirPod?
Yeah, I'm using an AirPod now. Yes, I'm using an import.
Okay, that's probably why.
Maybe I'll try and check something else before the next class, so
Yeah.
you can hear ourselves better. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Let's ask this. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's
it's
move on
okay.
to the before we move on, Steph, I want to just ask if there are any questions. Let's leave this a pencil loop before we get to the why. I have to close this. So let's go outside. We use I plus I equals to let's equals to 0 I plus 1 and this. So sorry about the break. Please use down to rest. So next thing we'll discuss is this is the for loop. Now we'll discuss the for in loop. So we discuss the for loop, and for the next one, we're discussing the for in loop. So for this particular one, the keyword here is in. As we stated here, it's just the for, and we saw we use it just the for. Then we use our initializer, we use the condition, and we use what happens with our looper. So now for the for in, I'll give us an example. So let's say const, and you have a person's object. This person's object is equal to an object. Yes. But we have the first name. Let's use, I think they are divine today. Let's use divine. Then last name, let's use two stars. Yes. Then let's do age. Let's do age of 30. Now let's talk about the for in loop. So the for in loop basically works perfectly with objects. So what we'll do is using so let's practicalize. So I'll come back and still say let's text equals an empty string. So I'll uncomment this one out. Or let's use text two. Let's use text two because an empty string. And let's practicalize this. So it starts with a for also. We have our for, then we have our condition, and we have our action here. So for this, what basically happens there is your key in the object. That's what happens there basically. So let's say let's x in person. Our person here is what? This. Now, this is a loop basically. And let's practicalize and see what happens now. Let's test 2 equals equals, let's see. Then this as our looper. Same idea what we have here. But now there's no condition. All these ones are erased. What we're focusing on now is just this. But notice that when equals to, we are using what? In this statement. So we are saying let x in person. Now, what we are doing here is those of us that were in our class doing the array time. Once we use the square bracket to denote, what it means that s automatically becomes what? Our indexing. Do you understand? Now, what we're trying to say now is we have an object called person, but we need this particular x to what? Go in and fetch the value for us. Now, fetching the value here automatically states that we're going to ignore the key. We're going to ignore the key, and return only the value. So what happened here? So this x serves as our what? Our key automatically. And the key in the sense now that it goes in here and picks each value. So it comes here and picks the value for first name, keeps it somewhere. Comes here and picks the value for last name, keeps it somewhere. It comes here and picks the value for our age and keeps it somewhere. Let's do just our new line. New line. So we'll see everything come out fairly. you get? So let's go to our console now. And let's go to our console. And let's do the console of test2. And let's see what happens. Our console. Oh, we closed that one and we have to open another link. What's open the new one now? So let's do open online server. Online server. Let's open an incognito tab and let's do 1, 2, 3. Why I'm using an incognito tab is I have extensions that can interfere with your what's the name? With our console. I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm using an incognito tab. So you can use anything you want to use. So let's go back to our
This IP on that URL, is it always constant for the live this thing for VS Code?
what is that?
That IP that address that you enter now that was showing, is it always
Address.
the same? That address.
Depends on what framework you're using. If you're using just vanilla HTML, then this is valid. If you're using React, let's say create React app, then it's localhost. You see localhost. This is for create React app. If you're using Byte, then I think it's 5. Yes, this is for Byte, and this is also for Next.js. So it depends on what you're using. There's no stagnant URL. But if you're using vanilla, then you have this 1, 2, 7 dots. This, do you understand?
Right. Thank you.
Right. But everything depends on the framework you're using. So this is not like it's dynamic depending on the framework you're using. Do you understand? So for this now, I've checked our console. I see divine, sasu, and 30. So what happens automatically is we have an object and we need to loop inside this object. So what happens is we are initializing this using the in key here. So we have 2 things to put in place. We have the for and the in. What automatically translates is that this is our looper as usual. This is our looper. It can be I, it can be anything. This one can be anything. It can be Q, it can be Z, it can be anything. It can be Josephine, it can be anything. But most particularly, you just use the X keyword or the I keyword. This is what you mostly see outside. I or X. So you can use Y, you can use anything you want to use here. Just a key. This is what loops, or this what is responsible for the looping. So this X now, I said, okay, let X in person. What it means is that X go in person, for every key that you see now, give me the value. So what else goes to now, it takes this object, returns every value assigned to the key. And if you check our console, you can see divine, sasu, and 30. If you have more objects here, let's put food and let's put rice. If you go to our console, we'll see rice being added here. So this is another way to loop in your objects. There's a way to loop in your array. We'll go also over that. But you can also use this to loop in your objects. So let's
Please, why did you put spacing? Like I'm talking about that block of code where you have the for loop. Why did you put spacing outside the X?
I
don't understand that line. That line 89.
This line 89 here. So let's explain it, layman. So now let me before I do that, let me just print a scenario. So we have constraint. These are our popular array. We have rice, we have stew, we have meat, and we have water. So who has the question? Who has the question, please? Let me use. Who has the question?
I
Who
asked
asked
the
the question?
I asked the
So
question.
I'll add your name now.
Pelumi.
So yes. So when we discuss array, we talk about indexing. So for instance, now we want to get the value for Pelumi now. What goes inside this box? Anybody?
4.
4. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. We'll start from 0 this time. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. True. So we'll put 4 here. And if I put this out and check our console, we're supposed to have what? Hold on, let me see. Our console is here. Yes, you haven't told me. Now, what this particular line does is this our x now serve as our index. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because it's looping, the amount of time it loops deals with the amount of key we have here. So, like I explained before, our object has the key and the value. Key and the value. Now, this take the key as index. Do you understand? So automatically this becomes 0. And
Okay.
here it's into 0. So if it goes there, you reads it as 0, then returns divine. If it goes there again as 1, returns Sasu. Goes there as 2, returns age. Goes there as 3, returns food. So X basically now is taking key as the index. Do you understand? And we've practically
Yes.
done this as this. So X now stands for the index, and the index is as regards the key here. Is that clear?
Yeah, completely. Thank you.
You understand that? Yes. So now we'll do the same thing we did for this. We'll do it for our array. So we have array quite alright. Yeah.
No, then
And
why
once
do
you
you need to now put plus equals to in front? Can't you just have equals to? Yeah.
I've explained this before. Who can tell me why I'm putting plus equals to here?
It's because that the text too is like it's supposed to give a space before the index.
Because
Yeah, append go on. Someone say something, go on.
because it's
Text too.
looping, so the initial value it has to retain it while looping the second time, adding
Thank you
the
very much.
second value to it until the
You get to
looping
the
ends.
perfect. This is it. Can they
Okay.
do you understand or I should still go right
Yes,
again?
yes. No, I understand. I just remember. Thank you.
No problem. So as I explained earlier, this is more like an appending case. So you're appending this particular value to this text. So this text now is like our holder. We initialize as an empty string. But we need to know what is happening here. Do you understand? So what happens is once it goes the first time, it collects the value and it keeps it with this one. Then it goes again and come and collect the value and still keeps it with this one. So basically just appending the new value to this. That's why we have our console as divine Sasu 30 and right. Is that right? Is that clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So basically same concept works here. So we have our tree now. So I'll replace this person with tree. And in this method now, basically what we expect to happen will still happen. If we go to our console and check, this is our console. Let's refresh. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Console of this. Let's go back and check. You see rice, stew, meat, what I'm telling you. So what happens is it goes here, but if you notice there are no key here automatically. So what happens is it takes each position as an index. So here becomes 0, here becomes 1, here becomes 2, 3, and 4. And that's what appears here. So for every time there's an item here, it checks the length automatically, then goes the number of times. So you don't need to do the S is lesser than this, then SIR. No. If you're using the in loop, this is perfect. And this is perfect for looping inside arrays and inside objects. Are there any questions as regards this? Are there any questions as regards this? Are you guys sure there's no question?
Let me just explain a moment of truth here.
Okay.
It's more like when you don't really understand a thing so well, and you don't know the area, you would likely come up with a question from. I think for me, that's what I'm experiencing right now.
Just ask anyhow. Ask it anyhow. I'll try and point it down.
Okay,
Ask it anyhow.
now, okay, I'll ask it anyhow now. Now, I would like you to explain each and every word or keyword in this function, what they really mean, the bracket, everything, the plus, and how they relate to the functioning of the program. I'm done.
I understand it as student. You want to know what does what, who does who, and where goes where. JS102 Loops. So it's easy here. Like I said initially, so I'll clean this out. I'll comment it out and I'll start again. So I said, if you want to initialize the condition, like how we did if we had our if and we had this and we had this, and I said, what goes in here is the condition where we use traffic lights, and what goes here is the action, basically. Yeah? So you have your block of code that executes the action if this condition is met. This can be a condition, this can be an expression, but simply this is how you write it if you want to do it. Same thing with the switch. We had our switch, we had this, and we had this. Now, what goes inside are different cases, depending on what condition is met here. And this is also mirrored for our for. So if you say for, now this for basically, you've initialized a loop. Once you use the for key, you've initialized a loop. If you do this and you do this, how we've been doing, you are saying, okay, for there's an expression is going to come here. Once the expression is met, or while this expression is in progress, be doing this. Do you understand? And we practicalize this with this particular for. Yeah, this is simple for. We have our number, but we are saying let I equals 0. And I said before that with using let keyword, we're initializing. So you are saying, okay, our starting, this is our looper. Call this looper. But this looper now will be too long for us, so I don't want to confuse ourselves. But just put that any key, anything you put here is your looper. Do you understand? Can be I, can be J, can be Z, can be anything. Can be your name self, Adama. You can put it here. If you come here and put Adama plus plus, so let's put Adama. And come here and put Adama again. And come here and put Adama. If you do this, and let's do this out. There's no console anywhere here. There's our console here. So if we go to our console now and check, what do you think will happen? Let's go and check. We see the same thing here, regardless of what is here. So Adama here basically is what is cooking. Do you understand? So it can be your name, it can be anything. But what you see outside most likely is just this I, X, Z, anything, but just a key. Do you understand? So this is where you are starting your loop from. You say, okay, start the loop from 0. Do you understand? Now this is the condition I need to check. We are saying, okay, this loop I'm starting now, this number, let's go inside the number, but go in the number less than 10 times. Do you understand? So, because you are starting from 0, what happens is it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if you say less than or equal to, then you go the 10th time or the 11th time rather. But because it's 9, because it's 10 now, it's no equal to here. It's only go here, the number of times you indicated. If you switch you put here, it will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until it gets to 20. But for the fact that you're adding 10 here, you have to go inside this particular number 10 times. Then there's your action. So you're saying, okay, for every time the number goes, increase it. That's the meaning of this plus plus now. So if is 0, we are seeing 0 now here, so starting point is 0. If you are saying, okay, after you go the first time, then increase the value to 1. If you go second time, increase to 2, increase to 3, increase to 4. That's the work of this particular I plus plus now. So this I plus plus is increasing the value of I for every time it's going inside this number. Do you understand? So there's an increment for every time this loop runs, I is increased. For every time this loop runs, I is decreased. That's what this particular I
Before
plus
you
plus
that I plus plus, instead of putting that I plus plus, what if at the place where you are saying let I equal to, what if you say let I plus equal to 0? Will it not do the same work with this I plus plus?
you can't say let I plus equal to 0 because what you're appending 0 to I. Remember, I said here is just an initializer, you're initializing it. Do you
Okay.
understand? This is very initialized. You don't need to perform any action here aside the initialization. So you are
Okay.
saying, okay, let 0 hold I or let I hold 0. So you can't say let I plus equals to 0. You see, it doesn't work on itself. Because why? It is an initialization. You're just initializing it. You're not having anything to do with what happens here as an action. You get. So this is what happens when you need to perform an action. So you have your initializer, you have your condition, and you have action on the looper. So for every time this loop runs, then it increases by 1. For every time it runs, it increases by 1. That's how you have this I plus plus. Now, for this particular if loop now, this is very easy. Do you understand? As similar to what we have here, we have an initializer. Let x. Now, x does not equal any value here. X is just plain. But we're saying, okay, let x in tray, meaning that this x is going to go inside this tray. The amount of times there's an item inside. That's the meaning of this in. Do you understand? So you're practically telling that, okay, you have your looper here that I already know. This is Mr. Looper. Can be anything, as I said. This is Mr. Looper. But what I need this looper for me is to what? Go in this object, go in this array, and what? Return every value as per their index or their key. So if you're working with an object, then it returns, it uses the key as the index. So the first name it comes out with divine, second name comes out with Sasu, the age comes out with 30, the food. But here we don't have key, we have indexes. Automatically it serves as index. So here is 0, here is 1, here is 2. So this in basically the pointer to say, okay, X in trade, X in person, X in this. So once it does that, it goes and checks, oh, is this item loopable? Yes, it's loopable because what? There are objects scattered in it. These objects, they have key. Yes, they have key. Let me use the key as an index. This is my starting point. Second, third, fourth. They don't have key. Let me use their index. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Once you finish, it comes down here. Now for this plus equal to, we explain it that our text here is an empty array. But for the fact that we need to know what's happening here, let's append this to this. So we are giving this particular. So if it goes one time now, you come and carry the value and add it to this one. If you go 2 times now, you carry the value and add it to this one. If you go 3 times, come here and put it. So it is like your colo. Yeah, that's the word. Put it like your colo. Your colo is stagnant. If you have 5 naira, you can put your colo. If you have 10 naira, you can put your colo. If you have 20 naira, you can put your colo. So this our colo now is holding the value collected here. Do you understand? So it's not copying out. So if you want to put money in your colo now, you don't say, okay, because you want to put 1,000 naira now, you want to remove all the 50,000 you have there and put the 1,000. No, you have to put the 1,000 inside 50,000. No matter the value that is there, it will keep collecting it. Do you understand? That's the work of this particular expression. Now, this particular expression is a new line. Do you understand? So it makes it very readable for us. So I'll remove this now and we'll see the difference. So let me remove this. I'll remove this now. I'll say, let's go back to our function. If you can see, everything is not readable. You have rice, you have stew, you have but it is like in one word. You can equally just come in and put plus space. If you go back to our console, you can see the space there. But if you want it to be like in a line, every item should be in a separate line, then you can do this. Then if you see has line, has line, has line, has line. That's what this one does particularly. Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
Sorry, please, I want to ask you something.
Yes, ask me something.
Thank
When
you.
you're done.
No problem. Ask me something.
Can I ask? Can I continue?
Yes, ask me something. Ask me something.
Okay. So, like, why are you adding? I was thinking for line 96, the text to line. Why do you have to add the text to the array? Because I was thinking that since it's a variable, if you just add like if you add text to equal to tray plus the new line.
Like this one?
Yes. Why are you adding the
So
string?
now let's practicalize. Do you understand? Everything here is practicalization. Nothing, there's no magic. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We find a way to work.
Okay.
Run debugging severally. We're trying to do our best to debug it. So let's try and do this now. So you're saying I should move the plus. Now, what we had said is the equal to sign is that we are assigning. Do you understand? We are assigning now. Since we declared our plus, our text here as an empty string, We are saying, okay, our empty string now is this for 1. We're not appending it now. So let's go to our function and see what we have. Easy peasy. Let's go to our function and see what we have. Let's refresh. We are saying what? Pelumi. Well, why are you saying Pelumi? It's not supposed to be Pelumi. Is it because we're actually looking through this array and it's supposed to take everything here and give.
And let me answer that.
Sorry.
Is anybody speaking?
Nobody is speaking. But I wish to answer that, but I need him to confirm
Yeah,
what
you can
I
answer.
want to
You
say
can
is
answer.
correct. I feel that because the plus is not there, JavaScript work from top to bottom, and Pelumi is the last there. So that's why it's only carrying you. That's why you're only seeing Pelumi. Assuming there is that plus there, it will carry the other this thing on the list with it.
You know that thing
Adam
that
and
we
Co.
wrote, you know that test 2 plus or equal to is a short form of something. The real thing that is supposed to be there is test 2 is equal to test 2 again.
Yes,
plus what is there. So what that means is that whatever you get first, hold it. You go again, add it to what is already there. You go again, add it to what is already there. That's why that thing is like that.
Okay, that's why I put it in an empty string.
Yes.
That's why I put that text to
You
variable
will
in an
notice
empty
that
string.
there's another thing he did not say. If for instance, if you want to run that loop and you don't want to be putting it in a string, you don't want to put it in a string, you just want to run it on your console. You without putting that test 2 is equal to a string, you will notice that it will run on your console and everything will just be on their own. You will see, I don't know the names, but I'm just thinking rice, stew, whatever, they will just be on a separate line. The reason why it is in a string like that is because you are saying that put everything in that container, which is the test 2, which is a string. Put everything inside that string. Do you get?
Okay, I understand. I get.
That's what it's doing. So what it does is that it's just like a bucket. That test 2 is like a bucket. You have so many things that so first of all, it will go first. I don't know, I can't see the screen again. It will go, you will see rice. Maybe if rice is number 1, it will go, you see rice. You will go and take rice and put it inside the string. Now, rice, the string test 2 is not having only rice. It will go again and check, oh, beans is the second thing. It will not go and say, stew, rice, add beans to it. So all the string will hold everything. So it will not become one string. The reason why he's putting that /n is because he wants it to go to a next line. If you notice, if you put space, it will just be rice space, you space. You get? That's what's happening there.
I get. Thank you.
You know what will help you? There's a book I used to read. It's called 30 Days of JavaScript. 30 Days of JavaScript.
Do you have the soft copy of the book?
Yes, I do. So let me see if I can run it on they put it on here this way. It helps me a lot to understand these concepts because let me just tell you the truth. The things he's teaching is basic, but if you are somebody that is new, this is your first class, you will not get it like that too. Because the reason why I understand is not because it's new to me. I've done some things before, so it's just like I'm building on already existing knowledge. You get?
Very well, very well.
So let me put the material in the chat. It will help you. At least you can read it before you come to class.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Can someone that knows how to do this thing be sharing the screen and be doing the thing now? We no go just dey here for doing sake now. Is allergy on this call?
I've dropped the material on the chat, so you can go through it. It has different.
Okay, I've seen
Uh,
it. I've seen it. Thank you. It's a
GitHub.
GitHub repo. Thank
I go bring light.
most of the concept they are doing here is just they just cut so many things.
Adama, you can continue the class now.
Some of na if they do na like say Adama sabi this thing. You ever? Nah, just
Sorry,
idea.
my
They use survive
network went off.
Welcome back, sir.
Progress, I beg, my network went off.
We
Can you
know.
please give me the notebook? Let me go. I was speaking to myself all this while. I had no idea that I was fooling me. I was just speaking, and I asked a question. Answering me. I said,
For
that's
like
why I
5 minutes, we're out of the class.
I apologize for that. Can you please give me the host back?
Hello, please. I don't know how to do it though. How can I do that?
Click on my name.
Guide me through. Eh?
Click on my name. Click on my name.
On your name. Wait, I'm coming. Let me close.
Go to participant. Then under participant, then you go to click
I
on.
am on your name. I'm seeing mute in front of it.
You will see where you.
Okay, yes, make host. Yes,
Yes,
I've
yes,
seen it.
yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
At least
sorry.
I've learned something now. Thank you.
You learned something. Let's
Is
go
it
back
anybody that can do that thing? Anybody that is on the call?
to not anybody. So if I'm the host and I need to give a random person. So anybody that just can make some. Oh, my conversation with my wife's. So let's go back to yes, yes. Private tab. Private tab. So we have where's our private tab? So I was asking the question before I went. Let's just see on screen.
You can see your screen over. It seems like your computer screen has changed.
No, it's here now. So basically, let's just continue. So I was asking a question that you can only see Pelumi on our console, but on our code we are looking here. We're supposed to see all the items. And here why? Pelumi, answer me because you asked the question, so I need to know you're with me.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
So yes. Why are we seeing your name here only and not the rest?
From the code, please, can I see the code?
Yes, can see the code. This is the code. Let me minimize this. But we have to wait like 5 minutes because I've used up all of our time.
Okay. I think the reason why I'm actually saying my name there is because it's only console logging the index
Last item.
the particular index in the array, and that's the
No.
one that is holding my name.
Why is because this particular array is holding 5 items. Yeah. So once it goes through, it checks for rice, but there's no way to keep the rice to hold. So it keeps on the floor. You go and pick stew. There's no way to keep the stew to hold. It keeps on the floor. You go and pick meat. There's no way to keep the meat. It keeps on the floor. You go and pick water. No way to keep the water. Keep on the floor. Then it picks pelumi. Because pelumi is the last item now. It can return the item. So it's coming back to return the item, keeping all these ones on the floor. Do you understand? So that's why that plus equal to is extremely important. So this serves as your keeper or your safe or your colo. Do you understand? So what happens here is it comes here and puts it in this test 2. So test 2, if it comes now, you carry rice, put it in test 2. Go back, carry stew, put it in test 2. Go back, carry meat, put it in test 2. Go back, carry water, put it in test 2. Carry pelum, put it in test 2. That's how we get our stuff. So that's why that plus equal to. So if you see now, you see everything aligned completely.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I understand. Thank you.
No problem. So we've gone beyond our scope today, and not scope per se, but time limits. What is left now is just the while loop. But I'm not supposed to. I've gone beyond like time, basically. So what will happen is tomorrow we'll let us do it. Let us do it. So we have our next one. We talk about our while loop. So our while loop basically is, let's consider this out. We'll still come out to this one or not, sir. We'll still come back. If I'm feeling gracious, we'll come back. So our while loop, call it while loop. Now this one is pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. So we can say same instance to to initiate. Same instance. If you notice, they all have the same format. You have while. So let's say why I is equal to less than 10. Then we can do our test plus equal to the number is I. So let's consider our test. Our test here. Don't forget we've already initialized test up here. So it will start for us. So let's come back and check. So in while loop, same concept with what we used to have. We have our condition here and we have the code to execute. Now I say why is our looper? Why I is less than 0? Automatically what happens is I stands or starts with 0 by itself. So if you're not providing a value for it, what happens is it starts from the base, from the beginning game. It starts at 0. Do you understand? So as it stands now, we are saying let why I is less than 10. So I now will go with 10 one time, two times, three times, and it will go so long it's not going 10 and above. Do you understand? This particular condition is met. So if we go back to our console now and we'll check what they make us to see. Let's go and check. Console. I is not fine. Perfect. Perfect. Yip. Does not work like this. I plus 0. Let's see. Let's check again. Oh, okay. Now let's debug. Let's see what are they wrong. So we have our while. We are saying let's let's see where we are getting it wrong. Let's see where we are getting it wrong. Let's see where we are getting it wrong. Okay. So basically, we have our I here, and we have to initialize it as 0. Do you understand? But once it runs, there's no increment happening. Do you understand? So it runs one time and nothing happens because we are telling it to increase. So it has to increase basically for it to continue running. So we have to come here and put our I plus plus. So putting our I plus plus now, this has our I as 0. Perfect. We are saying let I less than 10. For every time you make that run, bring this to the console. Then with that, increase I, go again. Increase I, go again. So let's test and see. Let's see if we are correct. I'm going to another error. Invalid string length. Let's see. What's happening? Uh, yeah, less than 10. Correct. X is plus equals plus I. This should work. This should work. This should work. Okay, let me see. If I'm not, hold on. Let me clear all console. Hopefully, there's no console affecting us. There's no console affecting us. Let's check again. Yes, there was a console affecting us before. So let's go back to our code and let's clean up every console we had. We have this. Okay, what we do? I think we're having two tests and initializing it. So let's do test 3 and let's use this as test 3 and put here test 3. So we're using test here. I think so. It's interfering with what we have here. So let's go back to our console and confirm. Yes. So we have number is 0, number is 1. So let's put our line break. Close line break. Perfect. So we have the same instance we had for our for loop, but we are using the while loop here. So this is basically the another type of loop, the while loop. So we've done the for loop, for in loop, we've done the for each, we've not done for each. That one we'll do it next time. But for now, I'm tired, basically. So let's stop it here. Then tomorrow we'll come again. Then
Thank you. You
do some
tried.
practical.
You really tried. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
sorry,
Thank you
my
very much.
leader.
Your leader, I'm not your leader.
Sorry, I
Oh,
want to
go
ask
on.
you. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go on. Question.
Okay, so concerning our FYLO project, I don't know if we can get to explore to the point of using JavaScript to control our navigations and hamburger, scroll bar, scroll BG and all of that.
Where is the message?
I think it is in 3 days now. So I just started now.
It is in 3
I'm hoping to
days.
finish
I
it
got it
today.
as covered. It is in 3 days. I got it covered. We'll do those ones tomorrow. Next tomorrow. We'll do those.
No. Like, can I include that in my project? I mean, since you said we can
Yes, you can.
explore as we want.
You can't if you want to. There's no crime in it. You can't if you want to.
Okay, I
You
will hold
can't
on
if
to
you want.
that because I know Mr. XYL is very, very strict with instructions. So, but I just want to confirm.
What they ask is for you to what's the name? For you to give like a perfect design, a perfect peaceful design. So there's no talking about functionality. So if your
Yeah,
navigation is coming
in
from
the I think number 8, he made mention of addition. It said something like I can't even remember, but it has to do with functionality and exploring and all of that.
did you say if you explore or don't explore?
Yes, he mentioned it in the instruction.
He said don't explore, he still explore.
Sorry?
Did you say explore or don't explore?
No, I mean creativity is encouraged. Like you can further.
Look at yourself, just do it. If you say why you do it, come on, tell me. I'll come and fight for you. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, my leader.
No issues. So you guys should take care of yourselves and we'll meet tomorrow, hopefully. By God's grace, inshallah.
You don't try them. You don't try.
I'll try, man.
They can't question why we they ask you here, especially myself. I know.
I do for everybody. I do for everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. It's obvious. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.